My Pookie Dillon Brooks is finally back. So that means I can start making videos again. Multiple videos a week because Dillon Brooks is the reason I became a basketball YouTuber in the first place. Without Dillon Brooks, then there's just like not much of a reason for me to make videos, you know? Because John Morant, he's good, but he's not as good as Dillon Brooks. Nikola Jokic is alright. He's not no Dillon Brooks. The only one who can come sort of close is Victor Wembanyama. But Dillon Brooks is... He played last night against the Celtics. And although it was a loss by over 30 points, I think Dillon Brooks should still be getting All-Star votes. If he's not an All-Star, then the fans should not be able to vote ever again. We've seen some crazy things happen as a result from the fan votes, such as Andrew Wiggins being a starter in 2022, then Lauri Markkanen being a starter in 2023. Well, Dillon Brooks plays that forward position. He's a front court player, and he should be able to take that role this season. Now, Dillon Brooks wasn't an All-Star last year. He got snubbed, but he better be an All-Star this year. If he gets snubbed again, I would have lost all faith in the NBA community, and I'm trying to save it right now, talking about how good Dillon Brooks is. When you can look at his season averages, he's played 29 games this year, so he's definitely done more than enough to be an All-Star. He's averaged over 13 points a game. Curry's averaged over 13, LeBron's averaged over 13. So has Dillon Brooks. The Rockets are 500 because of him. He's started like every single game that he's played for them this year. 30 minutes a game, 13.5 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 1.7 assists. Like, all that while being the number one defender on the team. Dillon Brooks is that guy. He's approaching GOAT status as of right now. Imagine Michael Jordan, but if he was a better shooter, way more efficient. If he was a better dunker, Dillon Brooks has some crazy dunks this year. And if he was like a much, much better defender, like Dillon Brooks is maybe one of the greatest players of all time in the NBA. One-on-one, Dillon Brooks or LeBron? Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks or Kevin Durant? Dillon Brooks is locking him up. Dillon Brooks or Kyrie Irving even, that's free. Dillon Brooks is destroying him. And the lack of competition in the NBA is really astounding right now. I'll make a whole video about this soon, later this week. But the NBA is at a weird place right now with the talent levels, and Dillon Brooks sort of carries it. Because if it weren't for him, we'd be talking about the NBA era right now as we talk about the 1950s. But because Dillon Brooks is playing in the NBA right now, we're going to hyperbolize it and we're going to say it's a great era, when really it's not balanced. But Dillon Brooks is that good, so that way we say there's a lot of comp in today's NBA. But Dillon Brooks is a lot of comp just himself, and he's really what carries the whole demeanor of this era in the NBA basketball. So tell me, who are you voting into the All-Star game? Tell me, guys, in the comments, because my All-Star votes are Dillon Brooks, Victor Wembanyama. I'm starting with the West front court. Dillon Brooks, Victor Wembanyama, Nikola Jokic, and then my guards are Anthony Edwards. And my last one is kind of tough, but I'll go Jamal Murray. And for the East, my votes are pretty easy. My guards are Ben Simmons. He's one of the best players in the NBA right now. Him. And then my other guard is, I don't really have another guard, so I might go Tyrese Halliburton just because the All-Star game is in Indianapolis or whatever. But the front court is Tatum, Embiid, and Giannis. Like, there's really no question there. That's obvious. But let me know in the comments who y'all are voting for the All-Star game. I take this very seriously. I participate pretty much every single year. I have been for years, since before when you could just tweet it out or vote on Google. I remember those days, and the All-Star voting has changed, but I'm still supportive of it as long as Dillon Brooks makes the All-Star game. If he doesn't make the All-Star game, yeah, I've already said what's going to happen. and he's the most deserving player by far. He's never made an All-Star game before. I don't think he's been featured All-Star weekend since the World versus USA game in the Rising Stars Challenge. So it's long overdue for Dillon Brooks. Get this man in the All-Stars. Dillon Brooks for 2024 NBA All-Star. Let's start a trend, because he deserves it. That's the bottom line. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.